why don't we pick a use case in either one and just, why don't you share your experience on what uh, have you experienced in impacting that 2.3 billion? What was the before case and what was the after case, and how was that journey? So why don't we start? You could pick either discovery or clinical development to start first.
So you asked me to give an example from a drug discovery side, also from a regulatory side. This is what we've seen from before. Manual, error prone, lots of human errors sifting through fragmented data sets. And we've seen a lot of our brightest minds, particularly in a lot of the examples that I'm going to give you, where we've seen the challenges have been leaders are coming and saying that we're seeing some of our brightest minds effectively acting as high level clerical workers because they're spending more time on data reconciliation than some of the high level scientific strategy for which they were hired for. So, with the use of some of these AI tools, now we're starting to see it's allowed some of these companies to replace, I would call it like a technological mosaic with a little bit more of a predictive engine. So, the example coming back to Elenco, now I'm starting to see if we're going to talk about lab notebooks, I'm starting to see scientists are now they're starting to spend 60% of their week. I've seen scientists spend 60% of their week harmonizing data between different lab notebooks. It's really such a tragedy of like so much time that's being spent. And now we're seeing various pharmaceutical companies, Moderna being one of them, where they have actually leveraged some of our capabilities, Looker being one of them, which is just for some of the audience, Looker actually acts like a data storyteller for businesses. So it turns a lot of complex data into something that's a little bit more easy to read, a little bit more of a dashboard. So we've seen organizations now use some of these capabilities, some of these AI tools to make it a little bit more, make these dashboards and integrate these diverse data sets so that instead of hunting for data, researchers or scientists are able to actually harmonize and look at this information and analyze it rather than search for the information.